So, the one we have all been waiting for, Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira, this is an absolute banger. And in today I'm breaking down the full card and giving my prediction for every single, from the first fight till the last. It's going to be sick. But before we get into it, boys, the road to 5k has begun. Everyone hit that subscribe button. The channel is absolutely popping at the moment. It means more than you will ever know. But enough of that bullshit, let's get into it. And you know, we are indeed going to fight on Saturday night. I cannot wait for this main event. This is one of the most hyped main events I've had in a fucking long time, and I just think this is such a sick fight, and I just think this is such a sick main event for these guys' stages of their career. Now, let's break this kind of down by down in my original thoughts and kind of what was going through my mind when this first got announced. When I first saw Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira announced, I'm just going to adjust that a little bit. I genuinely thought, okay, Holloway's coming off one of the best performances of his career against Dustin Poirier. He never looked better. I still amn't over the Oliveira to Poirier KO. And I'll tell you why in this video. But when I first saw this, I thought Holloway's going to mop the floor with this guy. I thought Holloway's going to absolutely breeze through him. I didn't think there was going to be any problems. Started to watch a little bit more of Holloway's fights. Started to watch a little bit more of Charles Oliveira fights. I thought I'd go back to the, you know, a lot of people say you are as good as your last fight, so that's kind of where I wanted to start. Holloway 50-45 Dustin Poirier, okay, and then Charles Oliveira had just put off a incredible submission win against Mateus Gamrot. So both of them were in kind of an even playing field, I guess you could say. Some takeaways from the Mateus Gamrot versus Charles Oliveira fight that does not fill me with joy if you are a Charles Oliveira fan, or does not fill me with any sort of confidence, is that Mateus Gamrot was one shooting on Charles Oliveira. Max Holloway is not going to shoot on Charles Oliveira. Go back and look at the Mateus Gamrot fight. Gamrot was the one who was shooting on Charles. That allowed Charles, because let's not forget that the grappling is Charles' world. That is Charles' specialty. And the striking is Max's specialty. When is the last time we really seen Oliveira put on a striking masterclass? When is the last time we seen Oliveira really do damage with the hands? We haven't seen it in a very long time. Maybe Beneil Dariush was probably the last time we seen Oliveira do work with the hands because he knocked him out. That's 3 years ago. We haven't seen Charles really take it there with the hands. I want to say, you know, this is one of the sickest main events that you will ever fucking see. I cannot wait for this fight. I'm nervous because I'm a Holloway fan and I want Holloway to win. I think Max Holloway at the top of the division in this stage of both of their careers is way more beneficial for the UFC, long-term big fights, and overall success of the lightweight division compared to Charles Oliveira. We've seen Oliveira in the division he's been at the top for 4 or 5 years now, maybe 6 years. Since COVID, Oliveira has been a staple in the lightweight division. Champion, one of the greatest lightweights ever, beats Gaethje, Poirier, Chandler, Tony, all these kind of guys. Holloway's only starting his lightweight run. This is his second fight being a permanent lightweight. He fought Poirier the first time as a lightweight. Fought Gaethje. After that, went straight back down to featherweight for the belt. Twice. He fought like Frankie Edgar next, and then he fought to Poirier next. So this is the second fight of Holloway being a stapled lightweight. He has put in some of the career best performances at lightweight. The Gaethje fight was one of the biggest examples because everyone had Holloway kind of written off, apart from the MMA guru who picked Holloway via 5th round TKO, which is insane. But I thought Holloway was fucked. I thought Holloway was fucked against Gaethje. I genuinely did, bro. I didn't think Holloway was going to beat Gaethje. And it just feels like Charles Oliveira, seeing him get chinned by Ilya, you see him lose, you see this, that, and the fourth, he's pulling out Makhachev. It kind of just feels like, okay, you've had your best years. Max is just so entertaining, such a guy. I fucking love Holloway. I want to see Holloway in these big fights. I want to see him versus Arman. We've seen Charles versus Arman. No one's trying to see that shit again, okay? But Holloway-Arman's a fresh matchup. That is a number 1 contender fight because no one's in a rush to see Oliveira versus Poirier 2. At least Holloway versus Poirier was extremely competitive. Holloway was landing. Let's not forget that. Let's not act like this was a one-sided beatdown over here. It was close. Yes, Ilya was absolutely winning the fight, was edging the striking, implemented the grappling, but that doesn't mean it could be a different fight at lightweight, because when Poirier moved up, he looked like a different fighter, and Holloway has sure as fuck does look like a different fighter since he's moved up. We've seen Charles Oliveira title runs. We've seen Oliveira against all of these guys. He was in that triangle. He was in that four-man squad, I should kind of say, of Chandler, Poirier, Gaethje, Charles. Who's going to fight who this week? I'm sick of that. We've gotten rid of Gaethje. Almost. Ilya's going to finish the job. We've gotten rid of Poirier. We've gotten rid of Chandler. Oliveira is the last piece of the puzzle. Do I think Oliveira is completely out of it, out of his prime and things like that? I don't necessarily think that. But Holloway in these bigger fights is way more exciting. Way more exciting because Oliveira's going to rematch a load of people. Rematch Poirier. Rematch Arman. Maybe Benoit St. Denis is a fresh matchup for Charles, win or lose. If he loses, I think Benoit St. Denis is a good one. Paddy Pimblett's there. Nothing crazy, but Arman Holloway. Now that's a scrap. That's one of the greatest fights that the UFC could put on. Okay? That's an insane fight. The triangle of Holloway, Arman, and Ilya is kind of like the Bermuda Triangle of it's some of the greatest matchmaking you can do in the UFC at the moment. That's how I kind of look at it. But I kind of went on a bit of a ramble there. Oliveira's style in the kind of lead up to this fight, especially the Mateus Gamrot fight, and we saw it in the Michael Chandler fight. Chandler was much more of a heavy wrestling. And then in the Mateus Gamrot fight, I kind of felt like he welcomed the takedown. He wanted to get taken down. He was kind of there. And then Holloway, the one thing I think is going to be the biggest difference is follow-up shots. And I want to make this very fucking clear that this is going to be the deciding factor, in my opinion, is follow-up shots. Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, especially Justin Gaethje, doesn't have much follow-up shots. Not to the precision of Max, and I noticed it in the Poirier trilogy fight. The way he was striking, the way he was able to find the shots, the way he was able to find the chin. That is what's going to be the difference here. Because when he rocks Charles, and he will, I think we can all agree that he's going to rock Charles. That's when. That exactly right there is when we're going to see Charles Oliveira crumble. He's going to put relentless pressure on him, and Max Holloway is going to TKO Charles Oliveira. That's my official prediction. I'm going with Holloway via TKO. Charles can win. Charles can win. It's a fucking 60-40 fight in my opinion. It's a very fucking close fight. Maybe even 55-45. It's 50-45. It's a very interesting stage of their career kind of fight. But I'm still not over the Charles versus the Poirier. We still don't know if he's fully recovered his chin. Because he went straight back into camp. I fought Gamrot. Fought Gamrot, yeah, sorry, I was about to say Vazeev. He was originally meant to fight Vazeev. He fought Gamrot in October or something like that, in and around October. You aren't giving yourself enough time. You're not giving yourself much time. You start camp end of August, maybe September, something like that. Depends, I can't remember what day the fight was. You're not giving yourself much time. Holloway's been out nearly a year. He's adding to the frame. He's really building into the weight class. And I don't think Charles Oliveira is going to be able to sustain the follow-up shots. And I think Holloway's striking is too precise. And by the way, I have no reason to doubt Holloway's grappling or submission defense or submission game. I have no reason to think Holloway's trash on the ground. None at all. I'm not saying people are saying that, but that's just another box that I can tick. I have no fear of Holloway going to... Now, I will be fucking scared if Holloway goes there. Okay, I will be fucking scared if Holloway goes there. Because it's fucking dangerous, Max. And if you drop him, you're not going into his guard, right? You're not going to do the follow-up shots on the ground, Max. You're going to let Charles stand up, right? And chin him on the feet. That's the game plan, right? Don't go fucking dipping your dick on the ground. I don't know. It's just an analogy from where I'm from. Don't go dipping on the fucking ground with Charles Oliveira. Because you don't know why you're going to pull out of that pond. Okay? I don't think going on the ground with Oliveira in any circumstance is going to favour Holloway in any shape or form. Any shape or form. Okay? That's why I'm picking Max Holloway. Because I feel like he's going to be able to find the shots. He's going to be able to follow up. He's going to be able to chin Charles. Charles's chin is not reliable. Holloway's too precise. Peppering the jab. And Holloway got knocked out by Poirier, but are we still acting like Holloway doesn't have a granite chin? Are we still... Yes, Gaethje dropped him. Gaethje dropped him before. And by the way, Dustin Poirier did drop him in the first fight. If the cage wasn't there, Holloway bounced off the cage. If the cage wasn't there, he would have been dropped. Okay, so let's not act like Poirier broke his chin and his chin was never the same. Fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. Okay, it's absolute bullshit. I'm going to go with Max Holloway. Follow-up shots. I have no reason to doubt his grappling. I think he's a better striker than Charles. I don't think he's going to get wrapped up in any submissions because the last time he got submitted was Dustin Poirier 1. Cardio's never been an issue. And I just think this is a good style for Max. I really do. I really do. Now, it is worrying because if Charles goes in there with a very offensive wrestling approach, that could work or could go completely south because we know Holloway has been taken down. We know Holloway does have not bulletproof takedown defense. Like, Holloway has been dragged to the mat numerous times by numerous people. Volk, Taporia, things like that. Ortega was able to get some takedowns. But I don't necessarily think Charles's offensive wrestling is the level of an Ortega. Maybe, no, he's a level of Ortega. Take everything I said back there. I don't think Charles's offensive wrestling is absolutely insane. It's not something I'm necessarily worried about. And lighter man skill is going to come into play here. Lighter man skill is going to come into play. I'm going with Max Holloway via second round TKO. Fuck, I hope Holloway wins, bro.
Well, you're going to find out Saturday night. You see Sunday morning.
We're going to find out, bro. We're going to find out. Caio Borralho versus Reina the Ritter. Bit disappointing that this is the co-main. Bit disappointing this is co-main. But beggars can't be choosers. It's a good fight. I'm going to go with Caio Borralho. Borralho, I should say. I'm going to go with Borralho in this one. Reina the Ritter quit in his last fight against Brendan Allen after having a very dominant first round. And, yeah, I thought, Brendan Allen, fuck, even thinking of Brendan Allen fucking pisses me off. Because how can someone be so fucking good, but just constantly fucking lose and just constantly fuck it up for himself? Anytime, and I genuinely mean this, and I've said this numerous times on this channel, anytime that Brendan Allen just gets a sniff, even an inkling that he's winning, he has to fuck it up. He can't stay winning. He has to fuck it up. It's like it's his duty or something. He has to do it. And to lose to Brendan Allen, quitting on a stool, is terrible. And I think Caio Borralho beats Brendan Allen. I think this is going to be quite a boring fight in my opinion. I think Ordior is going to do a lot of cage control, kind of holding Borralho up against the cage. Borralho is going to be able to break. He'll land some low kicks. He'll land some jabs, maybe even a right hand. Ordior might get a takedown, but then the damage kind of prevails. Round 2, we kind of see much of the same. Ordior might get an earlier takedown, maybe nicks the second round, holding him down, landing a few ground and pounds, and the crowd go, ooh, but nothing ever really kind of, comes of it because Caio Borralho is he's quite hard to finish. Third round, Ordior shoots in again, holds him up against the cage for a little bit. Borralho separates, lands a big shot, and Joe Rogan goes, oh! And DC's just kind of glazing. DC's like, he told me he wants to win this fight. And then, Borralho stuffs another takedown, gets Ordior off him against his cage, and then bang, cracks him, and then he's able to kind of take the damage that way. But I'm not expecting anything crazy in this fight. I think it's going to be boring. I think it's going to be dry. I think Caio Borralho is just kind of basic. I think Ordior is kind of a waste of potential. He's like Dricus in a way. I just saw Dricus du Plessis as well say he thought he was beating Khamzat Chimaev, which is absolutely insane. And I think Ordior isn't exactly world championship material. I think Caio Borralho as well, but I think Borralho does the basics well. He's kind of like a lesser Imavov. That's how I kind of look at Borralho. He's just kind of like a B tier kind of Imavov. And yeah, for Ordior, I don't know. Like, you got to fix your gas tank. That's literally number one. That's absolutely number one. And number 2, you need to fix your striking. Use your knees a lot more. You've got fucking long limbs. Okay, you're quite tall. What height is he? He's 6'4". As we can see here, he's 6'4". And Caio Borralho is 6'1". See, I'm like 6 foot, 6'1". So I understand Borralho's perspective. But Ordior needs to use his knees more. You need to use his clinch more. Candice needs to use his basics a little bit more. But I think Borralho's kind of range is going to be a little bit too good. Low kicks, Don't think Ordeiro is going to be able to really do much damage with his hands, and I think it's going to be nice for Baraujo. You know, Ordeiro's best chance is kind of getting a takedown. He'll use the cage a lot in this fight, I think, but Kyle Baraujo is going to be a little bit too slick, and it'll probably be a boring 3-round decision for Baraujo. If I was to guess, that's my kind of like official prediction for that one. I'm looking forward to it though. Rob Font versus Raul Rosas Jr. I'm going Rob Font. Going Rob Font. Going Rob Font. The best jab in the UFC, baby. The fall off. Oh, the fall off. I actually want to mention, who was it? I actually picked Christian Rodriguez 29-28 to be a Raul Rosas Jr. And I have proof because I have like a old fan account that I used to run and I used to predict things, and I actually have it. But Rob Font fell off so bad. How do you lose the Cheeto? How do you lose the Cheeto era? You were piecing Cheeto up as well, bro. But I feel like a lot of people found out Rob Font's game, and he had the kind of spree against the Cody Garbrandt. But let's not forget, 4.5 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, Rob Font was 4.5 years ago. Rob Font was one fight away from fighting for the title. We could have had a world where a title challenger Rob Font was an unlocked character. One fight away. He was one win against Jose Aldo away, and that was I remember the Rob Font times were good. He was entertaining on feet, didn't really grapple much, but his jab was just something to behold. His jab, like these fucking arms. His jab was something to behold, bro. And I honestly remember saying to the boys, I was like, holy shit, Rob Font might actually have the best jab in the UFC. And listen, we all kind of know Raul Rosas Jr.'s story of he kind of came on the Contender Series and youngest fighter ever and things like that, but he's a long way to go. He's a long, long way to go, and I think this is going to be his second loss, to be honest with you. I think Rob Font will actually do it. I remember Rob Font was like, I feel bad being up on the kid. I think Raul Rosas Jr. is like 21-22 now, but still. I feel like the grappling of Raul Rosas Jr. is something Rob Font's going to have to be careful of, but I feel like Rob Font's going to be able to pop and bob and weave. Bob and weave, bro. I remember when he knocked out Adrian Yanez as well. Rob Font has given us so many good moments, bro. That was unbelievable, him knocking out Adrian Yanez. But when Raul Rosas Jr. shoots in and things like that, it's going to be very fast. It's going to be very explosive. I can see him getting Rob Font down and maybe kind of holding him down a little bit, because I don't think Rob Font's grappling is the absolute best in the division. I really don't. But I also don't think Raul Rosas Jr.'s striking is to the level of Rob Font. He better hope that he gets Rob Font down. But if Rob Font can keep it standing, which I'm going to just say he can, because I want Rob Font to win, and I think that jab is going to be too much, and I don't really rate Raul Rosas Jr., that's when Rob Font can really start to land the combinations. And when he starts to land the combinations, the Cheeto, the Codys, and the Adrian Yanez combinations, and even the Kyler Phillips one, that was a great win. He was like a 4-1 underdog, and I picked him in that fight, by the way. The Rob Font underdog never loses. Well, it does. But if he can land those combinations against Raul Rosas Jr., he's gonna have him in a world of trouble. And then I'm telling you, bro, when fighters get phased and they start getting hit in the face, and you know, maybe the takedowns aren't as smooth as they was before, you definitely see a different level of urgency, and you definitely see a different level of sloppy takedown. It's not quite the same. And I feel like that's what's gonna happen here. I think when Rob Font lets the hands go, he's some of the best in the division. And I'm gonna go with my boy. RF on that one. RAF. It's pretty fucking sick at the moment, RAF. But I'm gonna go with Rob Font on that one. Let the hands go. You'll get that one done. Drew Dober versus the GOAT, Michael Johnson. Now, I literally said on a video not that long ago, I was like, where the fuck is Drew Dober? I haven't seen Drew Dober fight since maybe Moicano. I'm not joking. I haven't seen Drew Dober fight in fucking ages. That was the last time I could think of a Drew Dober fight. And then boom, like a couple of days later, he's fighting Michael Johnson. I'm going Drew Dober on this one. Listen, if you ever bet on Michael Johnson, you need your head examined. Now, no, you need your head examined, okay? Even if it's a homeless guy off the street with one leg, Michael Johnson's getting chinned. But if he fights Khabib, which he did, and nearly chins him, then we can talk. It doesn't make any sense, okay? It doesn't make any sense. Michael Johnson is the most hit-and-miss fighter in the history of the UFC. Drew Dober, heavy-handed, decent grappling, okay striking, but he's just kind of heavy-handed. That's kind of Drew Dober's game. Now, he is good on the ground, and he has some skills on the ground, but Drew Dober's kind of looking for that bang, that pow, pow, bang. He's looking for that, that shot to really put you out. Michael Johnson's quite the same, though, but Johnson's a little bit slicker in the boxing, a little bit slicker in the feet, probably has a little bit more swaz to his punches, a bit more output. But when Drew Dober lands on Michael Johnson, he's going down. He's going down. I don't know, it doesn't say age on this, but Michael Johnson's old. Michael Johnson's so hit and miss. I see Michael Johnson fight some guy I've never heard of, and he's going to chin him in the first round or get chinned in the first round. It makes zero sense to be a Michael Johnson fan. Drew Dober, little bit more. I feel like Drew Dober is like one of those guys. I feel like him, Brad Riddell, and Terrence McKinney are just the unranked gods of lightweight. Like, you have to buy stats. Not Brad Riddell anymore because he hasn't fought in ages. But Dober and McKinney in particular, and they fought each other as well, just seem to be just stuck in the unranked. I'm never ever getting ranked ever in my life category. And it's just weird. Isn't it just weird? I never see Dober fight anybody ranked. I never see McKinney fight anyone ranked. Brad Riddell had like physique and stuff like that. Brad Riddell fell off a cliff. But Dober just doesn't seem to fight anyone ranked. And I feel like Dober's heavy hands are going to be an issue in this fight. And I feel like he's going to get Johnson out there in the second round. Maybe even the first. When he lands on Johnson, that's when the problems are going to be. That's when we're going to have problems. And listen, Michael Johnson probably is going to land, and he's going to land often. And he's going to have, I won't say he'll hurt Drew Dober, but he'll definitely have a lot of success. That's when we're going to see. That's what we're going to see. We're going to see Michael Johnson get chinned, unfortunately. I don't like seeing it. I don't want to see it. But it's true. It's true. Gregory Rodriguez Robocop versus Bruno Ferreira. I'm going to go Bruno Ferreira on this one. Gregory Rodriguez kind of let me down massively against Cannonier. I don't know, Bruno Ferreira is not great either. These are kind of about shit middleweights, so it could go either way. Maybe Gregory Rodriguez might be able to do a little bit more with the grappling than Bruno Ferreira. Gregory Rodriguez definitely has the range and shit, so even if he pops at range and uses his knees and kind of gets Bruno Ferreira away from him and then land up the big shots, maybe he'll get it done that way. But I don't think Bruno Ferreira is all that either. Fuck it, I'm actually going to go Gregory Rodriguez on that one. Apologies. Two dead middleweights no one really cares about, so yeah, it is what it is. But Cody Garbrandt. Oh boy. He's fighting Zhang Long. I'm sick of saying it. I'm sick of saying if Cruz Cody shows up, he wins. I'm sick of saying it. We haven't seen Cruz Cody in 10 years. Rafael Asensio Cody, maybe. Maybe. But apart from that, I don't see it. I don't see it. And the thing about Cody is he's so inconsistent. He's so shit. He's shit. And not shit, sorry. I take that back. He's so fragile chin and doesn't throw his hands as much and is so defensively no head movement and stuff like that. Let's stop with the whole, oh well, if Cruz Cody shows up, he wins. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing it. I did it for years. And I'm not falling for the bait. It's just not it. And fuck it, I'm going to pick Cody Garbrandt on this one. He's fighting some guy coming off the road to the UFC, so I don't know too much about him. But I'm going to go with Cody on this one. I feel like Cody, experience plays a lot. Now, I don't think he has a mountain to climb in front of him, fighting any guy that's coming into the UFC. But especially a guy that's kind of like 27 wins and 10 losses. Do you know what I mean? So this guy's nearly had 40 professional fights. Cody's 14-7, man. 14-7. It's sad. Listen, we all said. I feel like any time Cody Garbrandt fights, I'm just saying the same fucking thing, which is, oh, if Cruz Cody shows up, he's gonna win. I'm not betting on Cruz Cody no more, man. I'm done. But I'm gonna go with Cody Garbrandt on that one. We'll do some quick fire predictions because the rest is... I'm not overly mad with the card. Like, if we kind of have a look here, Cody, Gregory Rodriguez, Dude Over, Michael Johnson, Rob Font, Raphael. It's a pretty decent card. Obviously, it's nothing great, but, you know, it's kind of like a fight night card with a really good main event. Dante Johnson versus Cody Brundage. Dante Johnson's going to win. He's undefeated. Way bigger. He's going to finish Cody Brundage in the first round. You know, this only got added like yesterday or something. I only recently saw this, I think. But yeah, I'm going to go with Dante Johnson on that one. Ricky Churusho versus Albert Montez. This guy looks like a B tier fucking Elite Taporia. What the fuck? He looks like an AI version of Elite Taporia. That's kind of weird, but I'm going to go with Ricky on this one. Experience goes a long way. He'll be able to pop the jab. He'll be able to get out of the way. I've seen a little bit of Alberto Montez, not too much, so I can't really judge him too much. So I'm going to go with what I know, which is Ricky Churusho. I watched you on Tough. That was the last good season of Tough. And I actually saw today that it's going to be strawweights. Fucking strawweights on Tough. And they trying to make me not care about Tough. Genuinely, bro. I don't know. Cody Durden versus no fucking chance in hell am I ever pronouncing that name. He's from Mongolia. Mongolia. Nimajaraj. I don't fucking know. I'm gonna go with him on that. Come on. You cannot blame me for not pronouncing that fucking name. What the fuck? God bless Bruce Buffer. He's gonna spend more time announcing his name than this guy is gonna be in the cage, I'd say. So I'm gonna go with, you know, him on this one. I don't think Cody Durden's good. I don't think Cody Durden's good at all. Whatever happened to Cody Statman? That's kind of another name I haven't seen in a while. But yeah, I'm gonna go with him on this one. And the rest of the card, it's alright, you know. I'm going to go with Jesus on this one. I'm going to go Rafael Tobias. I'm going to go with Gaston Bodelas. I'm going to go with Luke Fernandez on this one. Overall, I'm actually quite happy with the card. I don't think it's as tragic and as shit as a lot of people are making out to be. We definitely have... It's definitely a main event heavy card. Let's be honest here. Holloway versus Oliveira is definitely carrying the whole thing on its back. But let me know what you think about all this down below, boys. It's a sick card. I absolutely love it. You know, 2 recommended videos. My last video and a recommended video popping on the screen. So, it's been the MMA Preacher, I guess you could say. And I'll see you on the next one.